How we feeling, fam? How we feeling? How we doing? How we looking? Let me turn my music down in the background. It just sounds loud. Happy Wednesday night for everyone. I hope you had a good hump day. It's currently Thursday morning, 10:01, the 20th of July in Sydney, Australia. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Had a fantastic day. Are going to have a fantastic night. And as always, we are mocking today. So make sure you drop a like, comment if you've been here for a little bit. Say what's up if you're in the chat as everyone is starting to trickle in. We're doing a redraft mock draft for everyone that wants to do a redraft mock in the community. So once again, say what's up if you are in the chat. Crime Lord, another day, another mock. Jordan House was popping. Madaki, how we doing? Gator fan, how you doing? Once again, say what's up if you're in the chat. And I'll plug a couple little things as everyone starts to kind of come in. If you guys want to be part of a redraft league with us, myself, and Zach, all you have to do is sign up at flockfantasy.com. That will be in the chat and also in the link in the description. If you want to be part of a redraft league, playing against myself, Zach, and kind of talking shit, having a prize pool of over $100-something, come through, sign up, send us a screenshot on Discord of when you signed up, send me a message, and we'll get you in the league as soon as possible. So plenty of time, plenty of leagues that we're going to be popping off this year in a redraft perspective, which is actually really fun. Honestly, can't wait for that. I know Gator Fan is in the league, and we have a couple other people that either here or not here in a league right now. So once again, flockfantasy.com/slan, the best way to join a redraft league if you guys want to be a part of it. And as always, if you want to join a mock draft, all you have to do is join our Discord. Join our Discord. Link is also in the chat and in the description. All you have to do is go to our Discord and I will show you, because that is the easiest way to do it. So as that's coming up on your screen, join our Discord. And why is that not coming up? Here we go. There we go. That's better. So when you join our mock draft, or when you join our Discord, all you have to do is go to the Flock Fantasy, then go to Fantasyland tab with the orange footballs, then go to content releases. That's exactly where I'll be posting the link to this mock draft. So once again, join our Discord, link in the description, a link in the chat, content releases, and that's where I'll be posting the link to this mock draft, which I'll send out now so everyone can join. And there you go. And we'll get, as everyone starts to trickle in here, we'll also get into some news as well, because I think the news is not pretty big, but there's some things that are happening today. A couple big, I wouldn't say big, but interesting things that can develop here in the next coming days and weeks as training camp starts to commence. Obviously, Saquon Barkley threatens to sit out. I don't really think that's going to be the case. CJ Breece Hall placed on the PUP list at the beginning of training camp. I think we all kind of expected that, so we're no surprise there. The question is, when will he be coming back? He said, indicating an uphill battle to finding himself in the week 1 starting lineup. Okay, well, that's very interesting. Darrell Henderson works out for the Patriots, which is also very interesting because Leonard Fournette works out for the Patriots as well. And Dalvin Cook has kind of been rumored to be this guy he's kind of leading right now to joining the Patriots, according to Vegas. I'm not necessarily sure if that's truly the case now. Why hasn't Dalvin signed already? Clearly because of the money, but the Patriots are still working out all these other running backs, Leonard Fournette, Darrell Henderson. Do they bring in somebody else to kind of work out? I mean, there's Kareem Hunt is still out there. Do they bring him in soon? Zeke is still out there. Do they bring him in soon? I'm really interested to see what's going to happen, but this is what I would say. Darrell Henderson and Leonard Fournette off the top of the bat there, if they both of these guys were to join the Patriots, doesn't necessarily affect Ramondre Stevenson significantly in my eyes, Maybe Ramondre was getting 100% of the workload. With Leonard Fournette, I would say he gets 70% of the workload now. Where Henderson, I think he's just a reliever guy, not someone that is going to be coming in and taking, over 20%. So I see more like a 15% workload from Henderson if he does sign. But Dalvin is the true one that I am concerned about. 50% of the workload I can see going to Dalvin Cook coming into this year if he does sign with the Patriots. We got still a couple spots, 3 spots here. Let me put this in the other Discord, our old Discord, and see if anyone wants to join. Normally Wednesday nights are pretty dead on the live stream, so makes sense right now. Makes sense. You can kind of maneuver around, pick your spot. We're gonna do 30 seconds on the clock here today, guys. Yeah, that's already updated. All right, there we go. We are all set up. Once again, this is non-tight end premium. 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, a tight end, 3 flex spots, and a couple bench spots. We're going to round 13. Let's do what we do, and let's do it best. Crimes at the 108. That's perfect, man. Love that. What's happening, guys? How's your day's been going? What you guys do today? Anything specifics happening? I want to hear the drama, the goss, I finally got all my PC parts, which is awesome. I built it last night, and it is coming together. Now, once I finish recording these videos and doing this live stream, I am going to set it all up and start downloading all my programs and transitioning here. I'm going to take Cooper Kupp here. So that's really exciting. If you guys are into PCs, I'm pretty pumped about that. Yeah, Gator fan. We're going to see. Let's see how we mock here. Go CMC. You touch me past my own capacity, boy. All right. So we have CMC, Tyreek Hill, Brian Robinson, Stephon Diggs, Travis Kelce falling to the 109. Which I find really interesting here. I mean, we always talk about this. We say Travis Kelce. I honestly think he deserves to go at the 106. I am taking Travis Kelce over Bijan Robinson. So I think in this order, the way it went, Justin Jefferson, Chase, Austin, Cooper Kupp, CMC, Tyreek Hill, then Travis Kelce, I think is a good one. Nick Chubb at the 110, the 4th running back off the board. Nick Chubb he's getting a lot of praise and love right now in the community, and I'm excited for it. I did bring a video about him. Wow, you get the Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes stack, which is not bad. So that's a good start right there. So let's see how his team kind of turns out. Saquon Barkley at the 2-5. Josh Jacobs at the 2-6. There goes Derrick Henry. That's my RB3 there. So right now, I mean, I truly believe Derrick Henry should be going where Nick Chubb is going or where Brian Robinson is going, but that's just me. maybe that's just me. There goes Jalen Waddle. Not a bad pick there. I kind of did this last time. Last time, if I'm not mistaken, Tony Pollard fell to me at the 212. I still want to build on my wide receivers here. What's that? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm still contemplating tossing up between T. Higgins and Chris Olave. I'm going to go T. Higgins here. So, getting fan training with a new job, a little bit overwhelming. Trying to zone out for here. Yeah. Starting a new job is always stressful at times, depending on if it's in the same field, different field, whatever the case may be. It's just always stressful, without a doubt. We got a trade going down in our Kilo League. Okay, so nothing too crazy. These guys just trying to get some stuff done. Okay, some running backs kind of going off right here. You won't do it, Greg. You won't do it. I mean, either way, I'm winning here, no matter who he picks. Hey, appreciate you. Thank you so much for subscribing, man. Jesse. Tony Pollard. Okay, well, I was contemplating on taking Chris Olave at the 2-9. He falls to me at the 3-4. I mean, this is a phenomenal start for me. Cooper Kupp, T. Higgins, and Chris Olave. I'll do that every single day. I have the 6th pick. The 6th pick, should I be going Kelsey or Hill, assuming they're both there? I would personally be going Travis Kelsey. I mean, excuse me, Tyreek Hill. You know, kind of like I said earlier, I'm taking the first 6 guys ahead of Travis Kelsey. Travis Kelsey is at the 109. I think there could be an argument for him to go over, depending on who's left on the board. I am still taking all these wide receivers over Travis Kelsey. I think the argument is, do you take, genuinely, it sounds crazy, Christian McCaffrey or Travis Kelsey? The positional advantage with Travis Kelsey is phenomenal there, right? Imagine you can get a Travis Kelsey and then, you know, a Derrick Henry on the turn that still has a top 5 upside. I think that's really exciting, right? And that's why I personally will be taking Travis Kelsey at the 106. If CMC, if all these wide receivers, the first 4 wide receivers are not available. I am taking Austin Eckler with the obviously he has a pass catching upside, but there's just no competition there in his backfield. There's no competition really in CMC's backfield. I just like that offense a little bit better, knowing that he's going to be getting significant targets. So that's what I would say. Yeah. CMC is good too as well. Also, should I be leaving the old Discord and joining the new one? Yeah, I would encourage you to leave it. I mean, all of our information, the only time we post in the old Discord is for mock drafts and live streams. We don't post any information on there. We don't post, you know, we post content releases, but we don't respond to anything. We don't give, you know, we don't say announcements. It's only for the live streams, mock drafts, and content releases when we release a video. But we would really encourage you to kind of just transition to that old one. We just like to keep that one just in case. Just so, like moments like earlier where not that many people came in because, I don't know, for whatever reason, and then I can hit the old one and then more people join quickly. So we have 4 quarterbacks going in the top 3 rounds. Mahomes, Allen, Hurts, and then Joe Burrow, not a bad start. Calvin Ridley at the 4-2, Keenan Allen at the 4-3, then Aaron Jones at the 4-4. Not a bad start so far for some of these guys. And Jesse, I'm assuming you said you're at the 109. You said finally made a mock and Kelsey Mahomes is interesting, so I had to do it for sure. Let's see how your team pans out. Getting that stack is really crucial. But sometimes it really just depends on who else falls to you. D-Hop at the 4-6. I don't mind the Aaron Jones pick, to be honest. I'm just not a massive... I don't like DK Metcalf this year, personally. That's obviously with Jackson Smith and Jigba coming in and everything. So maybe that's just my own personal preference. You got the time. All right. These running backs are kind of going here. I'm going to continue to punt. I'm going to take my guy in Jerry here. That's who I will go next, which feels phenomenal. I want to see what type of running backs do fall to me here. So I got my top 4 wide receivers. If you guys know, I love to build around my wide receivers. Zach and myself love to build around wide receivers. So yeah. And I see like, Kevin has two running backs, Life has one running back, so let's see how they really build around here. No, no, sure. Let me close this now that is done. Lamar Jackson. Oh, he's going to get auto-picked. Guys, if you join a mock draft, understand things come up. Well, Kenneth Walker, George Kittle. I understand things come up, but if he can stay the whole time, just really helps us get a real representation of where we would have gone, unless he had a Q, which is fair. Dan, yeah, at the 111, not bad. CeeDee Lamb, AJ Brown, Calvin Ridley, and then Breece Hall. I would say this. Alexander Mattison off the board. Give me a second as I make my pick. According to my rankings here, it does say I should take this person. Makes him 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. It's between Cam Akers and Miles Sanders. I just like Cam Akers a little bit more this year. So I'll take that. There goes Miles Sanders. Christian Watson. Christian Watson's also a good pick. I mean, I can continue to punt the running back position and go and gun Christian Watson there for sure. Still a lot of decent wide receiver values on the board. So let me go back to your team here, Dan. I actually like the wide receiver starts. I understand Breece Hall forced you and it can be a good value. I think I would have gone Travis Etienne there, to be completely honest with you, because the risk of Breece Hall not playing for the first couple weeks, I don't think it's worth taking it and worth doing it. We've seen the history. This is why Breece Hall is going in the 3rd round. Maybe we'll have a better understanding once we hear training camp and see these training camp reports. Breece Hall is working out with the team or taking reps. But as of right now, with the reports and he's on the PUP list, I don't know if I want to be drafting him right now, especially if Travis Etienne would have fell to me. You would have had CeeDee Lamb, AJ Brown, Travis Etienne, Calvin Ridley with all pass catching upside. With Etienne with pass catching upside, I'm trying to say. So I don't know if I would have done that specifically, but I'm not saying he's not a value there, because easily if he wasn't injured, he would be. I think he would be a end of the first round, where kind of JT went 110, 111, 112. So there goes Rachaad White. Christian Watson, DJ Moore, Terry, Brandon Ayuk, Rachaad White. There goes Kyle Pitts there. I have a headache now. I have a headache like right here. And it's like pulsing. It's not really good. Yeah. Yeah, look, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying like what happens if he doesn't come back, right? Hypothetically, the season started next week. We're not taking Breece Hall there. We're not drafting anywhere near that range, which it's just difficult to really picture and envision if he is going to be ready. But honestly, anything can happen, and we've seen the history with these running backs that have torn their ACL, that try to come back. In reality, when you think of these guys that have come back, there's only one that has come back the next year and produced massive fantasy have massive fantasy relevancy, and that was Adrian Peterson. Not CMC, but Saquon. The most recent guy you can think of is Saquon, who tore his ACL. That was a big guy that came back, but it wasn't the next year; it was the year after. So. Having a draft next Friday, just way too early. Yeah, I think it is definitely way too early. We like to do our drafts after the preseason, week after the preseason ends. kind of like the week before the season begins, just so we know all the injuries are going to pass through and not really take away from our upside and our ability to mock in the best way. I'm going to go wide receiver here. Let me just double check. Okay, yeah. I'm going to wide receiver here. I'm going Deontay Johnson. Falling to me at the 6'9". This is phenomenal value here. I have a good flex spot, and see what type of running backs come to me at the 7'3". Yeah, we do too. We're doing an offline draft for the first time this year. It's the only time everyone is free, right? Makes sense. It makes sense, yeah. Sometimes you gotta pivot sometimes. I just love the value. I see people still drafting him early. It just jumps off the screen to me. Yeah, that makes sense. Like I get it. I see a lot of people drafting him extremely early, even earlier than this and than what you did. So it's hard to pass up on a guy that could be a top 5 running back when he does come back. Just difficult to kind of lean on that. I think I need to go running back here. My next guy to draft according to my rankings here. James Cook. I'm loving it. I'm loving this thought here. Cam Akers, James Cooper, Kupp, T. Higgins, Chris Olave, Jerry Jeudy, Deontay Johnson. Let's see how everything else pans out. Now I don't really have to worry about. I mean, wide receivers is still a good value here. I'm surprised this guy hasn't gone off the board. Isaiah Pacheco there. Christian Kirk. That's what I was talking about. Christian Kirk going now. What, 2.5 rounds after Calvin Ridley in this mock draft. I say this every single time. I think both Calvin Ridley and Christian Kirk could easily be top 20, top 25 guys. I would agree with the community that Calvin Ridley's upside is higher. You know, he has the ability to finish the top 10, but I also believe Christian Kirk has the ability to finish the top 15. You know, and you can get him 2.5 rounds later. I just love that value there, in my opinion. A guy that still has a top 15 upside at a 7th round price, 6th round price normally. So I like that pick in Christian Kirk. George Pickens, Jordan Addison, David Montgomery. Mike Evans in the 7th round's criminal. Yeah. It's tough, man. It's kind of like, I feel like I need to get out of that narrative out of my head, because I was the same way last year with Geno Smith, with DK Metcalf, and Tyler Lockett. And I was the same way with Amari Cooper, with Jacoby Brissett. And I was like, I don't want to draft any of these guys. But Baker Mayfield, like, there are going to be spike weeks. I agree. Can I trust that? Can you trust the spike? How high are the spike weeks? Because Mike and Chris Godwin, you know, Mike's spike week is like a 35 plus 40 plus week. Do you get what I'm saying? Sometimes, obviously, that was with Tom Brady. That was with a couple different people, a couple different quarterbacks. But can that really happen with Baker Mayfield? Genuinely. I honestly just don't know. I don't know if I can trust Mike Evans and Godwin. Goes Antonio Gibson, Samaje Perine, Treylon Burks at the 8-1. Quentin went at the 7-1. Okay. So you went Quentin over Kirk, Pickens, Addison, Dotson. I mean, there's a lot of people I would have taken over Quentin, especially in a redraft perspective this year. Will tight ends provide the best? Look, they definitely can, Steven. I don't know why I call you Steve. One of my good friends named Steve, but Steven. I think it just depends on where they truly go. I think right now, as we see it, I think this is a great return on their ADP where they're going. According to all these guys, I mean, you think of Waller, you think of TJ, you think of Goddard. I think definitely, I would definitely say they can. Greg Zach's on holiday, brother. Vacation. He's on vacation. He's in the States right now, so he can definitely. Ooh, two with tags. Here we go. Be careful. So he can definitely come back, or he is definitely going to come back. I mean, I do it every single day, guys. Every single day it happens, and I don't know. I don't know what to do. I cannot do it. I cannot not take Elijah Moore. Deshaun Watson. Yeah, Zach is on vacation in the States. He's coming back next week. Let me double check my calendar. Yeah, he's coming back next week, I think Thursday or Friday. Okay, I'm going to take a tight end here. And I can actually wait. But knowing everyone, I'm just not sure if they're going to come back to me. I'm happy to take Pat the Dragon here. Yeah, it makes me wonder how healthy he actually is. I would agree there, Joshua, and we kind of talked about that earlier. It's just like how long, and you read the description saying it's an uphill battle. You know, there was a lot of reports saying, well, we're going to be really excited. Well, you know, he should be in time for training camp. He should be in time for week 1. But now the report's saying it's an uphill battle. We're hoping that he's going to be ready for week 1. The language has changed, right? So I'm really interested to see what that looks like. And we're kind of alluding to it earlier. I don't know if I want to be taking him in the top 3 rounds, top 4 rounds, I would say. Steven, but which one will have the best? Like, what will be the best value? Wall in the 6th or Pitts in the 4th? I think Wall in the 6th. I mean, Wall in the 7th right here has good value. I think Golladay in the 6th has good value. Freiermuth in the 9th has good value. I think when you think of it does feel like they are going to be the best return. I think TJ Hawkinson in the 6th is good value. We've seen him going as early as the 4th round in mock drafts. So seeing him going in the 6th feels really good. So Titans are going a little bit later. And some of these guys who finished as a top 5, top 10 tight end this past year are going still 7th round or later. I mean, if we really look at last year and these finishes, obviously every single year is different. But I mean, you have Evan Ingram going in the 9th round, finishes tight end 5. You have Pat Freiermuth finish tight end 7, going in the 9th round. We're not even talking about Tyler Higbee, who hasn't got drafted, a Cole Kmet, a Dalton Schultz, a David Njoku, who still hasn't got drafted, all in the top 15. So it definitely feels that way. And I feel like a lot of teams are, not a lot of teams, I mean, obviously every single year, the tight end position is so up and down. But this year feels really comfortable about who we're drafting. Last year was like, I think Evan Ingram could break out. I think David Njoku can have a good season. I'm really hoping for Pat Freiermuth. I'm really hoping for all these people. But this year feels like there are like about 10 to 12 comfortable tight ends that you're saying, you know what? I feel really confident these guys can easily finish within the top 8 type tight ends. Honestly, every single tight end that has been drafted, I would say outside of Kincaid, even though I truly believe it, obviously history goes against it. All these guys can finish in the top 10, and I'm over here talking and missing my pick here. I think I have to go panic pick with Damian Harris there. That's what I would say. will not be bounced back. Genuinely, I honestly wonder how much longer he would have fallen. I think it's absurd that he's going still, and maybe this is just me because I have him ranked. I would take Elijah Moore as high as the 6th round. I would take him over Mike Williams. I would be taking him over. Hold on, I'm on the clock again. Give me a second. Okay, I think I'm gonna go. I kind of want to get some more depth here. I'm gonna get some more depth at the running back position. I really like Devin Singletary right here. Yeah, I would have taken. These are some players I'm taking. I'm taking Elijah Moore over these players. It may sound absurd to you guys, but it's genuinely true. I'm taking him over Mike Evans. I'm taking him over Chris Godwin. I'm taking him over Mike Williams. I'm taking him over Michael Pittman this year. Obviously, I'm taking him over Quinton. There is an argument, depending on when Kyler Murray does come back. Hypothetically, Kyler Murray doesn't play the full season. I'm taking him over Hollywood Brown. But if Kyler Murray does come back the first six weeks, even though we don't know that, I would easily be telling you guys to be taking Hollywood Brown over Elijah Moore. I'm taking Elijah Moore over George Pickens. I'm taking Elijah Moore over Zay Flowers. Over Treylon Burks. I mean, there's a lot of people I'm taking him over. I'm taking Elijah Moore over Jackson Smith and Jigba as well. I think it gets shaky. I think there's an argument to be said about Tyler Lockett. I'm definitely taking Deontay Johnson over him, and then everyone else above. So once again, that may sound absurd to some people. That may be like, what the hell are you talking about? But I truly believe he's my guy this year, without a doubt. Jesse said, should I pick a white? Should I pick a white or Burrito in Dynasty in case Jacobs or Barkley sitting out any games? I think so. I think we're going to have to. If they're available on your waiver wires, I will be definitely be doing that in your Dynasty leagues. With the recent reports in that interview that Saquon did say or did have, one of the biggest things that podcasts and these reports and these clips are leaving out right after Saquon Barkley talks about his leverage, about him not playing. Immediately right after that, he says, but I'm not that type of person. I can't do that. And he goes, it's something along those lines. Obviously, I'm paraphrasing. But something along those lines, which is taking that extremely out of context. And I think he's not going to sit out. He is probably going to... There's two different ways that he can go. He doesn't come for training camp at all, but he plays week 1. Or he says, I'm going to be the bigger person, show him how much they need to value me, and then play the full... Come to training camp, do all this, be this team leader that he is because of where this team has come from in the past. I still haven't even watched that interview fully, which I would like to. I've just seen a lot of clips of it. But I think it's good to pick up Matt Breida and White if possible. I think Trey McBride for free could be a nice tight end sleeper. Yeah, I agree. Cole Kmet, I think, is a good tight end sleeper. By the way, I went back to look at my hot takes last year that we did. I said Cole Kmet will finish higher than Kyle Pitts. I got roasted in the comments there. You tell me where Cole Kmet finished, and then where Kyle Pitts finished. Just a little victory lap there. Just wanted to put that out there for the world to know. Obviously, Kyle Pitts was injured, but if you truly were to extrapolate his full season of what he could have done, that's what I get for waiting. Of what he could have done, then he wouldn't have finished higher than Cole Kmet. Genuinely, you should look it up. I looked it up there. Yeah, I mean, I had to go Aaron Rodgers here. I was hoping for Jared Goff or Geno Smith. What does my ranking say about Aaron Rodgers or Russell Wilson? My rankings technically say Russell Wilson. I mean, let's follow my rankings. I do have Jerry Jeudy, so maybe I can get a nice little stack here. Okay, I mean, I'll just take Aaron Rodgers here too as well. Hopefully, as that comes back. Costa, I traded Waddle and projected late 24 first for Justin Fields. Did I make a good deal, or could I have gotten a better piece? Let me just take Aaron Rodgers. Kyle, I mean, hey, it's an interesting trade. Waddle and projected late first for Justin Fields. This is a super flex league. I think it depends on. Look, I would say this. I think this is a good trade. Traded Waddle and projected first for Justin Fields, so you acquired Justin Fields. I think it's a good trade. I think it's a fairly even trade as well. But that late 24 first, we have to hope is a late first, because if that's projected early, I'll be really upset. Or like, obviously anything can happen, but that wouldn't be ideal. So I think it's an okay trade. I think Denzel Mills will rise drastically if he gets cut or trade. I don't think so. I think it would depend on the team, but I think it has to be the right situation, and I don't see any team where he can go to and he's going to rise significantly. Joshua, I'll be completely honest with you. I don't see him. I mean, let's think of these teams, right? I mean, what team technically needs a wide receiver where he can come in and step into an opportunity? Hypothetically, he goes to the Texans. We're not even trusting the Texans wide receivers right now. Hypothetically, he goes to the Chiefs. That could be interesting because he's like a, if I'm not mistaken, Mims is a speedster, field stretcher. They can use that as well, but they still have MVS over there. I think it just depends, man. I think it just depends on where he goes, but I don't really see too much of a pathway for him. Cole can be yours in India. Send me something, Steve. Let me see. Let me look at your team. As I look at Steve's team, any last minute questions, guys? I think we're gonna call it here. Like I said, Wednesdays are pretty dead, which is fine. Let me look at your team, Steven. Do you even have Cole Kmet? You don't have Cole Kmet, do you? You let me know. No, you don't have Cole. I think you traded him away. History. You traded him away. All good. Last question here, Greg. Yes, I do believe Aaron Rodgers can have a bounce back season. The team gets better. He's going back with Nathaniel Hackett. He kind of really understands. He kind of understands this offense. He's going to a phenomenal offensive line, a great defense with good weapons. Easily he can bounce back and be a top 5, top 8 type of quarterback this year, as we've seen in past. I think he may struggle the first couple of weeks, but once he gets the rhythm, once he gets, get used to not seeing himself in a Packers jersey on an actual field, it's gonna be interesting. But I do believe it. That was from the startup, right? I don't have many more. Roast me, yeah. You were trying to sell him high too. You're trying to. I forgot what it was that you were sending me, but it's all good. You too, Crime Lord. Hey, we appreciate each and every one of you guys. We'll be live tomorrow again with a redraft, mock draft. I'm going to try and do a best ball if I can get into it, but I can't make any promises. But I appreciate each and every one of you guys. We will see you tomorrow, same time. All love.